When anyone thinks of the word legendary, their mind immediately narrows down the search to those beings of legend, you know, those 2 or 3 legendary creatures. Yeah, well, in Pokemon, there are 50. Definitely not blowing anything out of proportion there. I'm personally awaiting the time where we have super legendary Pokemon. That said and done, I promised an honest description on every legendary Pokemon, and welcome, ladies and gents, to a bumpy ride. Definitely note that the word honest in the title definitely has quotation marks, being that I will be having a good time with these Pokemon that I so adore. And also note, I will not be including mythical Pokemon because that bumps up the number to like 65. Never fear, honest descriptions on all mythical Pokemon coming soon, depending on if you like this guy. So feel free to subscribe, leave likes and comments so I know you're enjoying. We have a lot to talk about. First legend. We got the legendary bird trio, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. No, I don't know what Zapdos and Moltres has to do with anything, but I'm pretty sure Articuno ends with Uno, which is an epic card game. See, I get the references. I ain't slow like the rest of them. So starting with Articuno, it's a freaking epic design, my personal favorite design of the 3 legendary birds. Now, don't let this fool you, even though every trainer ever wants an Articuno, because aside from the fact that Gen 1 ice types are slim to none, and Articuno just looks freaking boss, no one actually wants one, especially not every trainer that has one in the anime, like Frontier Brain guy. According to the Pokedex, Articuno has wings made of ice, so no hugs. And if you think that's the reason not to hug Articuno, well, its wings are so cold, it freezes the moisture in the air around it, and that's why whenever it flies, it makes hail and snowstorms. Yes, that's right. To emanate such cold just by the physical properties of its wings, merely sending Articuno out in battle will give everyone in the stadium hypothermia, and they will mostly die, especially the trainer in close proximity to the Pokemon. So, very cool, Articuno. Very cool. Good team player there. And then in the anime, they ride the bastard show-offs. But anywho, everyone loves Articuno. Everyone wants one. I hope you have great balls ready, because Ultra Balls don't work. And also, can I just say that, why in Seafoam Islands do you have to push these massive boulders through the floor so they can fall into a river with a current too strong to swim to stop the current to get across? Can I just say that A, you're destroying the ecosystem, and B, if you accidentally, you know, you, a 10-year-old kid, accidentally falls into this hole, you're gonna get swept away by a current you can't surf on. I don't know, just saying, sounds a bit risky. Next, Pokemon, Zapdos. That's right, it's a legendary stork that stuck its bill into an electric socket. Bam, instant legendary. Now, Zapdos is such a beast, you even get sick pickup lines off him. I mean, like, hey girl, mind if I zap those pants off you? I'm here all night, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely subscribe. But that aside, the Pokedex, which I've grown to love, says that Zapdos usually lives inside thunderclouds. It's only once a thundercloud parts in 2 that Zapdos can be seen. Good thing he's hanging out in the power plant in the game, which follows the Pokedex to the T, because it's really hard catching Pokemon inside thunderclouds in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Trust me, I've tried. Now, it also states in the Pokedex that Zapdos doesn't get injured by electric attacks. No, it actually gets powered up, which is a hilarious phenomenon, being that some Pokemon actually have Volt Absorb abilities. Zapdos does not. And electric Pokemon, by definition, are resistant to electric types, except for Zapdos, who's also flying type, so electric attacks do normal damage. Very cool, Pokedex. Very cool. Now, I figured Zapdos would be the perfect Pokemon to bring this up, but you know Pokemon Go. You got Team Valor, Team Mystic, and Team Instinct. Well, Team Valor is described as Pokemon trainers that try to become strong. They believe in the strength of Pokemon. Very cool. Team Mystic, they're wise and they believe in the wisdom of training Pokemon. Very cool. Very cool. And then you have Team Instinct, who rely on their instincts. Self 5. Very cool, Team Instinct. You're a living meme. You got the Team Valor guys working out, becoming powerful. You got the Team Mystic guys reading books, coming up with strategies. And then you have Team Instinct sniffing each other's butts. Okay. I'm going a little overboard here. They sniff their own butts. Narrative-wise, though, Zapdos is a beast. I mean, we don't really see him much in the anime itself. I mean, aside from that time that Team Rocket almost catches it. Awkward. But in the Pokemon Adventures manga, Green catches it. And, you know, since Zapdos is a legendary Pokemon, extremely powerful, Green knows exactly the right thing to do with this legendary stork, and he puts it in his box, never to be seen again. Thank you, one-of-a-kind legendary Pokemon, for sitting in your Pokeball for all eternity, because Green has no use for you. Next, we got Moltres. That's right, the fire chicken of doom. I do have to say, right off the bat, Moltres has the most epic design ever. I mean, not trying to sugarcoat things here, but you know those rubber chickens you see in memes and you see like everywhere? Yeah, you take a rubber chicken, you light it on fire, bam, you got Moltres. I mean, even the anime understood how intellectual of a design Moltres had. James dressed up as a Moltres and fooled the twipes. Finally, James came out of his closet flaming. Yeah, just had to say that. I mean, it's not like it came as a surprise to anyone. Every time we hear they do their epic motto thing, prepare for trouble and make it double. To protect the world from devastation. To unite all peoples within our nation. Jesse! James! Sorry, I know I skipped a few lines there. Maybe I'll do a full version, but for that, you definitely need to sign up to my Patreon. Or just subscribe. I'm good with subscribblers. Thanks, fam. Surrender now or prepare to fight. Back to Fire Chicken. The bastard was clearly supposed to be replaced by Arcanine. You know, the dog fire thing, one of the coolest designs ever. It's regal. It looks badass. It's on fleek. I don't even know what that means, but I've heard people say it, so it must be a thing these days. Oh, it's savage. Another thing people say these days. And it's called, in the Pokedex, Arcanine, the legendary Pokemon. Yeah, but then people started probably complaining like, wait a second, I don't get it. Why are there two birds and a puppy? So they switched it with Flaming Chicken. I mean, this is a hypothesis, but I'd buy it. I mean, Green catches Moltres too, also puts it away in the box. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for this chicken. I'm definitely gonna give it credit though. If it gets injured, it dips itself in molten magma to recover, and that is pretty much as badass as it gets. Now, having honestly described the legendary birds, I figured it's only fair to honestly describe the Alola forms of them as well. That's right. In Alola, you can capture Obelisk the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon, and the Winged Dragon of Ra. Very cool, Sun and Moon. Very cool. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mewtwo. What? Mewtwo is number 150 in the Pokedex and the original Mew's 151? Could it be that Professor Oak sucks at math? But it's not a problem to me. If they were to, let's say, have discovered Mewtwo first, and therefore called Mewtwo Mewtwo. But the fact that they called the Pokemon that they found first Mewtwo is goddamn hilarious. That said, Mewtwo was created from the genes of Mew as a godlike super Pokemon that's ridiculously smart and powerful and stuff. It also has the ability to look at the moon and say, the moon, it is beautiful, which is something I say every time I see the moon. Now, what I love about Mewtwo is that there's two of them in the anime. We had the Mewtwo and Mewtwo Strikes Back, and in Pokemon the first movie, created by Team Rocket and stuff. And then you have a Mewtwo as a major character in Genesect and the Legend Awakened Pokemon movie. The one that could turn into Mega Mewtwo Y and stuff. There are two Mewtwo's that goes against every fiber of his character. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why Mewtwo's so sick. He can even contort the very core of his own being. Yeah. Either it's badass or really dumb. Not the point. The point is, this guy used the Shadow Ball move in the anime before Shadow Ball was even a move. That is how hipster Mewtwo is. Yes, Mewtwo was obviously a clone. Obviously, they found the most powerful creature that they could, cloned some of its DNA, and made a second version of itself. And that creature that they found was Frieza from Dragon Ball. There's no other explanation. They even look the goddamn same. I half expected Mega Mewtwo Z to be gold, but hey, no, that's just shiny Mewtwo. So this created Pokemon that fell into an existential crisis, not knowing what's real and fake and having one of the deepest philosophical arcs of all time. A Pokemon that's so badass it has two necks. Yes, this Pokemon can be captured in a Master Ball that happens to be lobbed at it by a 10-year-old child. Not quite as weird as the fact that you can catch God in a Master Ball, but hey, pretty dope. And I know this wasn't mentioned in any of the anime, and I haven't actually seen anyone on YouTube talk about it either, but do you know why, if Mewtwo is a clone of Mew. Why does it look so damn different? Why is it more humanoid? Why is it taller? If you know the answer, definitely leave it in the comments, just so I can get higher viewer engagement, because I actually know the answer. This way you get to prove to yourself that you actually knew all along, being that you're a Pokemon fan. Well, in the Pokemon Adventures manga, which people should actually read because it's dope, Mewtwo is a clone of genes spliced from the original Mew, as well as the scientist that created Mewtwo. Mewtwo has half human DNA. So, Mewtwo, a fully sentient Pokemon with human DNA, is being captured in these Pokeballs, transferred to their PC where they will never be heard from again. Honestly, PETA was right all along, especially in this regard. You're essentially capturing a human in your Pokeball thingy. Sounds kind of scary, doesn't it? But then again, now that we know it's spliced with human genes, it does definitely explain a certain other Pokedex entry saying that Mewtwo has the most savage heart of every Pokemon, because as we know, humans are savage. Mewtwo's also dope enough to get 2 Mega Stone evolutions. If I didn't know any better, I would say that the creators of Pokemon are biased and really like Mewtwo. There are 2 Mewtwo's. Mewtwo's everywhere. He's intelligent. His character arc is like one of the most philosophically deep character arcs of any anime character, and he's from Pokemon. Oh, and he was ditched in Smash Bros. For Lucario in Brawl. Heyo! But I don't know, fam. I wouldn't hold it against him. If you look at Mewtwo's tail and where the tail starts, it actually starts from the lower abdomen. I'm pretty sure it's his dick. Figured that was a better way to end off Mewtwo's honest description. And as we know, Mew is a mythical Pokemon, not a legendary Pokemon, and therefore in the honest descriptions of all mythical Pokemon, I will include him there. Yay, we finished Gen 1. It only took like 10 damn minutes. God. On to the legendary Pupperoos. And now, before I discuss them on an individual level, can I just say that I remember from a long time ago when I saw these memes that these are some of my favorite Pokemon memes ever. The Raikou meme. A wild Raikou appeared. Ugh, Raikou. Just when I didn't want to see you, you bothered to show up. I'm not gonna bother with you today. Run. You cannot escape. And then Raikou just runs away. Wild Raikou has escaped. The Entei one. Noctowl used hypnosis. Wild Entei fell asleep. Great! Now all I have to do is throw a few Ultra... Wild Entei has fled. Oh, come on! And the Suicune one, there it is again. The legendary Suicune, our battle will be epic. Wait, stop, Suicune, come back! I don't know, I'm a huge fan of these memes because the whole idea of the legendary dogs prancing around Johto while you chase them, and every time you go to one place, there's somewhere else, damn it! It's some of the most frustrating things ever. Really glad that Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu incorporated that with the birds. Very cool. Really makes it, you know, a lot more fun. In any case, I love how they're called the legendary dogs, and Suicune is definitely canine. But if you look at Raikou and Entei, I mean, you're not calling them the legendary dogs. Entei is like a lion, and Raikou's a saber-toothed tiger. You're not gonna convince me that the legendary dogs is a bit of a misnomer. Also, I always was a huge fan of the Pokemon theory that said that in the Burning Tower, there were 3 Pokemon that were killed, and Ho-Oh came and revived them somehow. Okay, whatever, we don't need to get into the details. But there was a theory that it was the 3 legendary dogs that came from Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon, that they were revived into the 3 legendary dogs. I loved that theory. I thought it was really cool and dope and stuff. And then in the Pokemon Generations anime where they showed what happened, it was Houndours. Why? Whatever. I guess even Pokemon Generations could be wrong sometimes. That's the right way to look at life. But in any case, on an individual level, first we had Raikou, the Thundercloud puppy tiger. Character design-wise, Raikou was actually always my favorite. Now, funnily enough, Entei. We got the 3rd Pokemon movie with the unknown, and it wasn't actual Entei, but he was freaking badass. It was really cool. Suicune was a major part in Pokemon forever. Do you see a trend here? Pokemon movie 1 and 2 were focused on Mew and Mewtwo. Pokemon 3 and 4 were focused on Entei, as well as Unknown, and Suicune, as well as Celebi. And Raikou never got a movie! The only time Raikou actually showed up in the anime was in, like, Pokemon Chronicles or something, where Ash wasn't even there. Wow, very cool, Game Freak. Suicune got his own damn game. And Raikou got nothing. I hate how this favoritism thing must continue to grow and swell. Also, Raikou is pretty much the sexiest goddamn MILF I've ever seen in my life. The Raikou from Fate Grand Order, naturally. I'm sure there's no porn of a legendary dog. I stand corrected! Damn. Oh, shit, I found a thumbnail. But in any case, I love how the Pokedex says that it can move at the speed of lightning. For those of you who don't know, lightning is ridiculously fast. It makes sense that Raikou's still way slower than Electrode. What? This little ball thing is faster than lightning? Get out of here, Pokemon. You know what you're talking about. I say out loud as I add Electrode to my party. Next, we have Entei, and I will tell you that while researching, I was lucky enough to accidentally, wink, wink, misspell Entei. I put an H in front of it, and I got all this, this cool Japanese tentacle shit. It was fantastic, I must say. Maybe I'll do a whole video on Entei. But in any case, Entei is freaking dope. I love the fact that if it's sleeping or if it's frozen, it can still run away. But if there's a Haunter looking at it meanly, then damn, that thing is paralyzed, fam. Very cool, Entei. Very cool. But what's even more badass, I must say, is the greatness that lies within the Pokedex. Because every time an Entei barks, a volcano erupts. So, fam, you want to take down your enemies? That's right. You put Entei in a house, you ring the damn doorbell 5,000 times, boom, there goes half the planet. It's very cool. It's very cool. I tried it, worked like a charm. In any case, do you know how Entei are born? Well, every time a new volcano appears, a new Entei is born. So, next time a kid asks, Mommy, how are babies made? They should be educated like in Pokemon. I know how babies are made. Well, Entei comes from volcanoes because they're fire types, but we're normal types. Pretty sure every time a woman takes a shit, a baby pops out. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist or anything. It's not like I have a girlfriend or anything. By choice, of course. Obviously, who wouldn't want this sexy piece of mess? But back to Entei. Being that one is born every time a volcano appears, I'll have you know that there are 1,500 Enteis running around the world right now. So when you're coincidentally bumping into these bastards in Johto, well, you may not be bumping into the same one. And as proof of that, they could appear as a shiny, and then when you encounter them next time, they could potentially not be a shiny. Definitely evidence that you are running into different Enteis, and since the Pokemon world is loosely based off of ours, and we have 1,500 volcanoes, we can assume that there are 1,500 Enteis. Very legendary of a Pokemon indeed. Also, it was really dope to know that Entei was like this epic lion. Then we got Solgaleo, so like a lot of people are like, wow, another fire type lion legendary. I hate it when Pokemon doubles up, but you don't realize that this is just father and son. No, no, no. Solgaleo is not the father. He's the wink wink son. Get it? Oh my God. Yeah, my greatest pun of all time, I have to say. Thanks for bearing with me until this point. Also, the Pokedex in Emerald says that Entei embodies the passion of magma. And last time I've seen magma, it was not very passionate. It was just kind of slooshing around. So, Entei has a very slooshing passion. Passionate as sloosh. Definitely a positive trait. Next, we got Suicune, and this is very cool. Because as we know, Sui is Chinese for water, and Kun is raccoon, which is why Suicune is my favorite raccoon in all of Pokemon. Now, this goes to show how genius of a character Professor Oak is. Professor Oak, as a kid, has seen Celebi and has seen Suicune, but still thinks there's 150 Pokemon like an absolute mad lad. Very cool, Professor Oak. Very cool. So before getting into the habits and details, as well as the facts about Suicune, we must discover its temperament. As we know, Entei is as passionate as magma, which means it likes slowly oozing down the sides of mountains as a hobby. Whereas Suicune, according to the Pokedex in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, embodies the compassion of pure spring water. Well, I don't know personally, but I have never in my life experienced a spring water being compassionate to me. I mean, to be fair, I am not the most compassionate person to spring water, but then again, I didn't feel it doing anything for me. I don't feel like why I need to do anything for it. Compassionate as spring water. Oh, I'm so compassionate. I let you throw all your crap into me to pollute me. Wow, I don't even fight back. Is that what you're saying? Is Suicune a pushover? I'm really not understanding the connection here, but hey, I guess it's a positive. Suicune is a legendary after all. Now, as for what Suicune is, well, it is, according to the Gold Pokedex, the reincarnation of the North Winds. Fam, I do not understand anything anymore. Aside from the fact that clearly reincarnation is a thing, I think it's time to explain to the Pokedex what reincarnation means. Reincarnation is when, I guess someone or something dies, and now it's reborn in a future world as something else. So, if Suicune is the reincarnation of the North Winds, that means somewhere along the line, rest in peace, the North Winds died. They're dead, and then they reincarnated as Suicune, which is hilarious because in the Silver Pokedex, it says that whenever a North Wind blows, that's when you can see them, because that's when they show up. up. So the North Wind's not dead then. I don't understand. But anyway, I think we spent enough time on the legendary pups. Let's move on to Ho-Oh. Now, Ho-Oh flies across the skies, farting out rainbows before that was a mainstream thing, and before the Nyan Cat music even existed. Most people puke rainbows these days, but Ho-Oh's cool, because he can puke from his ass. That's the moral of the story. Also, aside from that endearing piece of information, you're probably wondering, why am I covering Ho-Oh before Lugia? And the answer is simple. It's because in my script, I started writing Ho-Oh before Lugia because I didn't realize Lugia came first in the Pokedex. And being that I want to abuse my power, being that I have full control over who makes the video, Ho-Oh's first. Yes, I need this for my self-esteem, and it will happen. Suck it, fam. In any case, we all know that Ho-Oh flying through the skies, crapping out rainbows, is definitely the inspiration for Santa Claus. Everyone says Santa Claus was based off of Coke. No one actually thinks Santa Claus is a religious figure, but he was based off Coca-Cola with the whole red and white thing, and this is actual fact. Well, at least we thought it was until I revealed the truth. The truth is, he's based off Ho-Oh, also red and white, also flies through the sky farting rainbows, just like Santa does. And also, what's Santa's catchphrase? Well, just like every Pokemon that says their own name, Santa says, ho, ho, ho. Coincidence? I think not. Slam dunk. Santa is a Pokemon. Santa is Ho-Oh. And that's why the Pokemon anime knew that Ho-Oh was going to be a thing before Gen 2 when he showed up in the first episode ever. Speaking of, that's a very important point to touch upon. As we know, according to the Pokedex, that whoever sees a Ho-Oh is promised eternal happiness. Now, this is very important, and I know that people complain a lot about the anime, how Ash never gets older, Ash never wins a tournament, and honestly, I thought that Ho-Oh debunked all of these so-called issues with the genius Pokemon anime. You don't understand that Ash needs to have eternal happiness, and being that he will never, ever, ever win an actual Pokemon League because he's a really sucky Pokemon trainer. Can't wait for my honest descriptions on every Pokemon trainer. That won't be a long video, but I definitely do want an Ash's harem. Somehow shove Ash in there because he masturbates a lot, so I guess he's technically part of his harem. Anyway, enough with this. Ash has eternal happiness because being that he will never, ever win a Pokemon League because he's a douche of a trainer and he sucks, the only way for him to have eternal happiness is to be stuck in this cycle. He has to start again and again and again. Every season, he's still 10. It's just him and Pikachu. He develops a team. He fights the league. He loses. Ho-Oh can't do the impossible. Can't make Ash win. He can't make Ash a good trainer. But from Ash's perspective, he's constantly in eternal happiness fighting for this goal that, granted, he will never reach, and that's why he will always remain 10. Ho-Oh granted Ash eternal happiness. Time for everyone to start spamming every Pokemon YouTuber and MatPat on Twitter and in their comment section about this theory, and of course crediting me because everyone credits everyone else on YouTube because they need to know the truth. Some theorist needs to make a video theorizing it. I mean, maybe I would do it, but being that the world pretty much sees me as a sarcastic asshole, I don't think anyone would take it seriously. We need to get like Loxton to do it. Birdkeeper Tubi. All these badasses. Step up to the plate. Tell the world the truth. Everyone coming up with reasons why Ash is forever 10. It's obviously because this is Ho-Oh's Pokedex entry, and the Pokedex is never, and I repeat, never wrong. The Pokedex also says that Ho-Oh's wings have 7 colors, and they clearly don't have 7 colors, so I guess the Pokedex is wrong about that one. Next, we have Lugia, also known as the Guardian of the Sea, which is dope, because he's a psychic flying type. Speaking of being a flying type, whenever I would play Silver, I would teach him Fly, because Fly is actually not a bad move. Then I read the Pokedex and I thought of all the people I've killed. Every time Lugia flaps his wings, it causes a 40-day storm, ladies and gentlemen. Very cool, Lugia. Wow, I accidentally wiped out half the Johto region by flying around on this bastard. Also very cool that in the anime, Lugia had a baby. Makes you think what makes a Pokemon a legendary, huh? I don't goddamn know, and neither do they.